victory sailor of the NCAA Men's College World Series.
The hot, humid weather is coming, but if you call Patera Landscaping today, you can be relaxing in your crystal clear swimming pool this summer. Patera's design team will expertly craft and install your stunning pool that your family and friends will enjoy this summer and for years to come. Enjoy baseball, cookouts, and your perfect swimming pool from Patera this summer. Go to PateraLandscaping.com. For pool design, outdoor living, and landscaping, call Patera.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
The resumption of game number 8 of this Men's College World Series. We had rain after 3 innings last night with the score 5-3 LSU. The Tigers added 2 more in the 4th. They now have a 7-3 lead. Tigers batting in the bottom of the 7th, and the man responsible for giving LSU the lead in the first place, Jared Jones, takes outside for ball 1. He hit a 388-foot home run into the right center power alley that scored 3 and erased UCLA's early 3-0 lead. Big cut and a miss at an off-speed pitch from Ian May, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This game for control of bracket 2. The loser will have to play later tonight at approximately 6 p.m. Central Time. We say approximate because we don't know how the day is going to be affected by the end of this game. Our next game, Louisville and Oregon State, scheduled to start at 1 p.m. local time.
And I know you like to make people concerned about the weather. That's the other impact potentially today. So
here's the 2-1, and this one's popped up and out of play.
So I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't go right to the weather card, that wasn't something you were looking to play right now.
I was right, though, yesterday.
I mean, okay, Fonzie, you need to worry about right and wrong?
I was right. Now I'm going to drive my little motorcycle and go jump a shark.
Hey.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the second 70s reference of the day by Mike Farron, if you're keeping track.
Know our audience, John.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Jared Jones. For those of you who had Charo and Fonzie on your bingo card, congratulations.
Charo's still active, thank you very much.
Is she still active?
I believe she is, yeah.
I honestly didn't know if she was still with us. Here's the 3-2. Outside. Ball 4. And that's a walk to lead off the 7th for Jared Jones. Brought to you by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart. Been a much better game for Jared Jones. He had struck out 5 times in the first game against Arkansas. And now here comes John Savage. There has been activity down in the Bruin pen, and we may get another call to the bullpen here. Luis Hernandez awaiting whatever decision John Savage has here. You get the feeling at this point, as he has already made the call and the reliever is coming out of the bullpen, that we may see at least one more pitching change here as they try to economize the use of arms, knowing that they're going to need to play another game later tonight if they can't come back here, and they only have 6 outs left to play with. So we have a call to the bullpen. Trotting in from right field, it's the redshirt sophomore Jack O'Connor, and we'll tell you more about the new Bruin pitcher after this call to the bullpen, presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. We're back to Omaha after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carry-out location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome.
Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart.
Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
1-0.
Right-hander Jack O'Connor, the junior from Palos Verdes, California, will be the sixth different Bruin pitcher in this game. Of course, we were going to get a new pitcher starting the day anyway, but Landon Stump only went 2+ innings. Chris Grodus pitched the third inning. Well, the rest of the second, or should say the third inning for UCLA. They started the day with Wyland Moss, but he couldn't get out of his first inning as LSU chased him out of the box with 2 runs. We've seen Randall, we've seen May, and now we see Jack O'Connor.
High 80s fastball, might touch a 91. He'll cut it. Use a slider, curveball, and a changeup as part of his pitch mix here.
Did not play his first 2 seasons with the Bruins. Listed as a junior, 6'3", 215. 7-3 LSU, bottom of the 7th. And here is Luis Hernandez, RBI single in the 3rd and a pair of groundouts to short.
He's not a guy that really bears the fastball in on righties very much, but he could sure use a double play here.
O'Connor comes set at the belt. The pitch is dirted. Picked cleanly there by the catcher, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Breeze starting to blow a little bit in from center, but those flags haven't been moving much here today as our weather from last night blew through. The 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
The air is really thick right now, though. I mean, it feels very, very humid.
They say that's good for ball flight. The 2-0 is a high chopper foul. Is that true?
Kind of, because I think if the ball is drier, if it's stored in a drier condition, then the external humidity, then it should carry better. So a lot of it has to depend on the baseball, because there is a point where the air gets so thick that it's going to start knocking it down.
Right.
I don't think we're quite at that point yet.
Yeah, I'm not sweating through my shirt yet. The pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike.
I think you would have to be at, like, foggy mist to be able to knock
kind of like where UCLA plays at night.
Yes. Oh, that's marine layer.
3-1 pitch, cut on and missed. Good breaking ball there by O'Connor. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm not a physicist, so I'm just guessing to some degree.
Did you call your sister-in-law?
She's not either.
Well, she's a scientist.
Yes, not the same.
Runner goes. The 3-2 is bounced on the ground to short. Not going to be a play at second, so running Jones kept them out of the double play. That would have been a routine 6-4-3. But with Jones off on contact, they escape the double play, so he'll advance to second. Hernandez out 6-3 for the 3rd time in this game. And there's 1 away for Braswell.
Yeah, smart play by Chalowski, too, to not try and force it at second base. Just take the sure out at first, but LSU with another man in scoring position now, already up 7-3. And Jay Johnson is going to use an offensive timeout here to talk to Michael Braswell.
Braswell and Daniel Dickinson in that mini huddle. Braswell, this will be his 2nd at bat. Reeves started the game. Pearson pinch hit for him, and then Braswell replaced them in the field. He struck out in the 5th. Runner at 2nd, 1 away. LSU 7, UCLA 3. Bottom of 7, the pitch is in there for a strike. A lot of off-speed stuff here so far by Jack O'Connor. Oh and 1. And the pitch is hit on the ground to second. Call picks it up on one hop, throws to first. Jones will go to third, but now there are 2 away here in our LSU bottom of the 7th. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska. Choose movement, choose health. Choose physical therapy, choosept.com/NE.
Sorry, John. I'm not sure what happened with calling that play, but he shuffled to first 3 different times before throwing. I don't know if he couldn't get a handle on it or just wasn't comfortable with where he was or how Lavu had gotten to first, but it was a very unusual play for what should have been kind of a routine one hopper to second.
Still gets the job done, and now 2 away for Dickinson, who is 0 for 3 today. Only 2 spots in the LSU lineup, the 7 and 8 spots, have yet to produce in this game. Every other spot in the order has been on base at least once and has at least 1 hit. LSU with 9 hits and a 7-3 lead. The pitch is in the dirt and blocked. It's now 2 balls and no strikes to Daniel Dickinson. Dickinson, as Mike mentioned, one of the transfers, was listed as Baseball America's number 2 most impactful transfer preseason after a 27 home run 2-year campaign at Utah Valley. The 2-0 is eased over the plate for a strike. It's 2 balls and a strike.
They played for Eddie Smith there, who also left Utah Valley at the end of last season to take over at the University of Washington. A nice year, surprisingly good year for Eddie Smith's club there.
Top 5 finish in the Big Ten. The pitch is off the end of the bat, foul and out of play.
And a rebuilding year. He's a very good coach. Has an outstanding staff in Seattle with that team. Some really good young talent, too. They just came about, I think, a little quicker than they anticipated this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. This was the first year for the 4 Pac-12 refugees in the Big Ten Conference, of which UCLA was one. Here's the pitch. This one off the end of the bat. It might drop. A long run for Cole, and he's not going to get it. A base hit. Jones scores. Dickinson produces. RBI single. 8-3 Tigers.
Just a little blooper, and with Call playing towards the middle and Lavu holding the runner at first, neither of them had much of a play. It was probably only about 15 or 20 feet into the outfield grass. A valiant effort by Call to try and get there, but I believe that is one of those that Mike Krukow, the Giants announcer, would call a magic wandu there.
Some might call it a duck snort.
Flare also works.
Flare.
Actually, it's probably not a flare. It wasn't hit hard enough. It's more like a blooper. That's not even a
blooper or a looper. What's the difference between the blooper and a looper?
A B. I thought a looper was a caddy.
Well, it could be.
Or a reliever with the Cardinals in the early 2000s.
Here's Chris Stanfield. And the pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Duggar. That run produced by Dickinson is 49th. Driven in this year, you're always safe with SEI, a security solution from Security Equipment Incorporated. 8-3 Tigers in the 7th. The 1-0 is on the way and hit on the ground to second. Call has it, takes a couple of crab hops towards first, throws over, and that will do it. But LSU scores a run on 1 hit and 1 left. We head to the 8th. It's now LSU 8 and UCLA 3. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It's the bottom of the ninth. The sun's blazing and your home feels like a sauna. Don't sweat it. Stradsky Heating and Cooling is stepping up to the plate. Family owned and operated, Stradsky has been knocking summer heat out of the park for more than 70 years. Whether it's AC repair, replacement, or a full system tune-up, Stradsky brings the cool when it counts. Click heatomaha.com today to beat the heat before it steals home. Stradsky Heating and Cooling, your hometown MVP for comfort.
At Rotella's Italian Bakery, they put unsurpassed product quality into everything they bake. Old world skill and experience are masterfully blended with modern efficiencies to create the delicious breads, rolls, hamburger and hot dog buns, and other specialty products that have delighted their customers since 1921. Combining customer satisfaction with uncompromising quality is their goal. Rotella's Italian Bakery, a century of pride in every slice. To see the full menu of products, visit rotellasbakery.com.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
John Bishop, Mike Farron, Connor Happer back here at Charles Schwab Field. First pitch by Rock Chalowski is lifted behind the bag at first in foul territory, and an easy play for Jared Jones here in the eighth. It is 8-3 LSU. And I was about to say we are probably looking at a new start time for our originally scheduled first game of the day, the elimination game between Oregon State and Louisville. That game was scheduled to start at 1:07 local time. Then, of course, Chalowski popped up on the first pitch. Now, I would still say at this point we're looking at a later start than originally scheduled for that game. We will let you know officially by the end of this broadcast. Here's the 1-0 to Lavu, and he rolls this one foul. Mulavai Lavu was part of the three-run rally in the first. He singled. Was later brought home on the RBI single by A.J. Salgado. It was a three-run first inning, a surprising start against LSU ace Anthony Ianson. But LSU immediately bounced back and put up 4 in the bottom of the first, and they have not looked back since. 8-3 is our score. 2 balls and a strike now on Lavu. Lavu now with 2 hits in this College World Series. The pitch. Backing out of play. Our 8th inning is presented by NRG Digital Marketing. Grow your brand and reach new customers with our local experts at nrgdigitalmarketing.com.
I was just checking the weather forecast, John, on the radar. I know you're the expert meteorologist here.
Listen, I just interpret what I see.
Just call them like I see them.
When I see orange and green and yellow dots coming at us, I figure it's going to rain.
Well, there's some.
So what's the rain say?
There's some green, but most of it is off to the southwest, and there are some storms that are kind of popping up, just light showers, just to the southeast, like St. Joe's.
Here's a ground ball base hit into right field. Lavu singles to right. It's the 8th hit of the game. And Lavu's second as UCLA tries somehow to come back. But it has been a dominating performance in relief. I guess we could call it starter/relief. He started the day. He's technically a reliever in this game. Kason Evans now at 64 pitches as he has gone 4 1/3 here this morning.
Yeah, there's double barrel action in the LSU pen right now, but I have to think Jay Johnson would love to finish this game with Evans.
The pitch is in the dirt. It's going to get away from Hernandez, and that's going to allow Lavu to go to second. Had a bit of a time trying to find it, but finally goes back and gets it. And we've seen it before in this ballpark. A wild pitch can sometimes yield 2 bases because there is a lot of foul territory behind home plate. And now we're going to get a visit. Nate Yeske, the veteran pitching coach, will come out and talk with Kason Evans. As Mike mentioned, there is both right-hand, left-handed activity down on the bullpen. Chase Shores is the right-hander, and the left-hander is Cooper Williams.
That's a freshman they're very excited about with LSU, too. I'm pretty sure that Nate Yeske could buy a house here in Omaha. He's been here so frequently with Oregon State and Texas A&M, now LSU. Coach Nathan, as he's affectionately known, one of the top pitching coaches in the country.
And they are having a long conversation. Our home plate umpire, Kellen Levy, out there to break it up, and then he joins as well.
Whatever Yeske said as he was leaving cracked up Kason Evans. He had a big smile, a big laugh.
So Evans will remain in the game. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Roman Martin. Martin, who doubled into left in that 3-run first inning, is 1 for 3. Let's see if the sage words of Yeske yield results here. Not that Evans has needed a lot of help today. And he starts him off with a slider and hits the outside corner in a great pitch.
This is the first runner UCLA has had in scoring position since the first inning. To show you how this game is flipped. Remember, they're up 3-0 in the first, and they just have not had a whole lot of opportunities with men on base so far since then.
The 1-1 fastball at the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Call did get to second in the second on that bunt by West, but since then just scattered 4 hits, and with the wild pitch, Lavu is at second. But it's a 5-run lead here with 1 out in the 8th. The pitch, and that hit him. Fastball up tight, hits Roman Martin. And so even as Evans had him on the hook, he loses him on a hit by pitch.
And you have to wonder how much longer they will go with Evans now. They do have the lefty Cooper Williams. You're in a stretch in the lineup. 4 straight left-handed hitters coming up. Again, Evans has been better against lefties than righties this season anyway. But now there's a little bit of traffic with 1 out, and you're giving UCLA a little bit of hope. They're down 5, and Jay Johnson's going to make the move here.
Yep. That'll be the end of the day for Kason Evans, as A.J. Salgado, who's had a good series so far, with an opportunity to get UCLA closer. It's 8-3. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And they will head to the bullpen. And they will go to the left-hander, Cooper Williams. And we'll tell you about Williams with this call to the bullpen, presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. Back to Omaha after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carry-out location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart.
Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
The freshman from Alvin, Texas. Yes, that Alvin, Texas. Home of great pitchers and home of Cooper Williams. Left-hander will enter the game here in relief of Kason Evans, who went 4 1/3 of relief today and pitched very well. Has not given up a run yet, though he is on the hook for the 2 base runners here in the 8th. With 1 out, it is an 8-3 LSU lead. And in this NCAA tournament, Cooper Williams has pitched 6 1/3 innings, struck out 5, allowed a run on 4 hits. This season, Williams has one of the best ERAs on the team. In fact, it's the best ERA on the team of anyone who has made more than 5 appearances this year. A 1.83 ERA. Now, granted, it's only been over 19 2/3 innings, but he struck out 21 in that time with an opponent's batting average of 176. Interestingly enough, though, the 12 hits he has allowed, 3 of them have left the yard.
I know you were making a Nolan Ryan reference with the Alvin, Texas, but do you know who the other all-star pitcher from there is? I had to look it up.
That would be Nathan Eovaldi.
That is right. Very well done. No wonder you said pitchers. Oh, you're right.
That's why I did all my prep.
Notes. Yeah.
That's why I did my prep.
Sorry,
I don't do this.
I didn't realize.
I don't do this from memory. Alvin, I mean, Nolan Ryan, that's the natural. I mean, everyone knew he was from Alvin, Texas. Did you ever see the Netflix?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah, really good.
I enjoyed that a lot.
And he was a little bit, from what I understand, reticent to tell all the stories, and his wife had to talk him into it. But it really was terrific. Yeah, really great.
We're glad he did. I mean, one of the great pitching legends of the 70s and 80s, 90s.
Yeah, 24 seasons of the big leagues. He was on the 1969 Mets that famously erased a 8.5 game deficit in the National League.
Was that really necessary? Here's the pitch. We all know it was the Black Cat that did it. Strike is taken. A.J. Salgado, 2 hits in this game. Drove in an RBI in the first. Salgado with 3 hits in the College World Series. He could make things interesting here. If he could extend the line, 1 out, 2 on, his team down 5. Cooper Williams set, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Williams has a good 5-pitch mix. Splitter included. Here's the 1-1, and it's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Normal defensive alignment for the Tigers. Dickinson is playing a deep second. Right on the lip of the grass. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out. LSU up 5, trying to put out this small little fire. Bouncing ball, out of play. Will ricochet off the stands. Quite a few youngsters. I see a lot of baseball caps worn by the youngsters. Technically, this was supposed to be the kids' day where they allowed the kids to run the bases after the game, unfortunately, because it got washed out. And Mike Farron was down there in line. He can confirm they did not allow the kids to run the bases.
I was hoping I could do a tarp slide, but they wouldn't allow that either.
No. Pretty particular about that. The 1-2. Missed outside. LSU fans groaning, but that was well off the plate at 93 miles an hour from Cooper Williams. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. What are the odds? I mean, we don't know what Cooper Williams' future is going to be, but if he does end up in the bigs, that 3 pitchers from tiny little Alvin, Texas. The pitch. Fastball missed outside again, and the count runs full, 3-2. Things getting a little more interesting now as UCLA trying to spark some kind of a comeback. It's been since the first inning since they've had multiple runners on base. 8-3 is our score. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Salgado. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. He missed with 3 straight fastballs. And the bases are loaded.
John, I believe that is the first walk issued by LSU pitching in this game.
It is. Brought to you by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart, but might have to go to get some antacid for Jay Johnson right now. Tying run is still on the on-deck circle, but things getting a little more interesting right now. We got a young freshman on the mound. And here is Peyton Brennan. Brennan, fielder's choice RBI. Also grounded into a double play. LSU would love another one of those right here. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch inside there for a strike. He tried to genuflect out of the way. According to the TrackMan, the pitch actually cut through the center of the plate. Had good movement. No balls and a strike.
Brennan doesn't have much power against lefties, but he doesn't chase very much against them either.
And another good pitch on the inside corner. And now it's 0-2.
And what you can get him to do is swing and miss in the zone, especially down and away from him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Williams goes back to that breaking ball.
Brennan has had a good NCAA tournament. Needs to come up with something here for UCLA if they want to come back. Here's a pitch, fouled back. Still 0-2. Peyton Brennan hitting almost 500 in this NCAA tournament. Bases loaded, one out. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and rolled to second. They're not going to have a double play, it looks. They're going to go to second for one. They'll get the out there. They'll relay to first well late. The run will score as LeVue comes home from third. It's now 8-4, and I was a little surprised that Dickinson went to second in the first place. All his momentum was carrying him to first. They still got the runner, Salgado, going to second. So at the very least, if they get a base hit here, it should only score one.
And it keeps the force out in order. And
correct.
Balls does have a ground out to short today, but this is the guy that I think we mentioned this yesterday. He's kind of the let's go guy on the team. If he gets a big hit here, the UCLA bench is going to be really fired up. He is one of the more energetic players on this roster.
Blake Baltz, 0 for 3 in this game. The pitch. Fastball for a strike. Baltz 0 for 3. He's 0 for 7 in the College World Series, and we're going to get an offensive timeout here.
And Coach Ward pulling him over to have a conversation again. Doesn't have that many plate appearances against lefties this year. Really won't chase against them. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, but he's a guy that's probably going to put the ball in play. That's the biggest thing that he does well against lefties, is put it in play. Now the question is, can he find a hole?
Teammates at the corners.
He's not a very big power guy to begin with. Just 5 extra base hits on the season, but
just trying to move the line along here. 8-4. 4 defensive outs left for LSU. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch by Williams. Misses low. LSU fans groaning with every ball call, but the TrackMan has agreed with every one of them here in this last 2 at-bats with Kellen Levy, our home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams taking that pitch clock way down, and he deals a strike. That one he may have gotten the benefit of a low strike call. 90 over the heart of the plate, but it looked a little bit low, and now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez will come out. Flash some signs to his infielders. Now back behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. LSU up 8-4, trying to get this last out of the 8th inning. Williams ready and deals outside. 2-2. Baltz with just 3 hits total in this NCAA tournament. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is a bouncing ball up the middle, picked up at second, and there will not be a play. The run will score as Martin comes home. It's an infield single for Blake Baltz, and it's now an 8-5 ball game. Dickinson behind the bag at first, was off balance when he came up with it. And there was no play at second, and he really didn't have a shot at throwing to first. It was a wise decision.
It was not hit very hard, and just a perfect spot for Baltz. And now the tying run to the plate. Not that Duggar has a lot of power, but he does have a couple of hits. Had 2 off of Chasen Evans. And a chance here to maybe get UCLA even a little closer.
And Duggar's got 2 hits today. Another lefty-lefty matchup, and the pitch. Now, it was 4 straight left-handers when Cooper Williams came in. He walked Salgado, and fielder's choice RBI ground out by Brennan, and an infield RBI single by Baltz. This is the last of the lefties at this part of the order.
And another guy that does not chase against left-handed pitching is a left-handed hitter.
The 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And now Michael Braswell, the veteran third baseman, is going to come over and dap up his pitcher and give him some words of encouragement. Things have gotten, in this rather sleepy game, have gotten very interesting here in the 8th. It's now 8-5 with Duggar representing the tying run.
I mean, clearly Duggar is a guy that loves to use the off field, and he did in both of his base hits that you referenced earlier. And there is a big hole between short and third.
2 balls, no strikes. Cooper Williams, the pitch. That time he hits the zone with a fastball. It's now 2-1.
You don't want to be too passive here. I know you're trying to keep the good times rolling, but if you get a pitch to hit and you're Duggar here, 2-1, you have to turn it loose.
2 balls and a strike. He deals. Low. Ball 3.
And nobody throwing now in the LSU pen. Chase Shores was up earlier. The right-handed call is on deck.
I would be willing to bet that Shores is ready to go, and they will go to him if this pitch is not in the zone. 3 balls and a strike. He brings it home, and it's ball 4. And the bases are loaded again, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate in the form of Phoenix Call. Looking down at Jay Johnson, he climbs the step, he reaches the threshold, he crosses, and Cooper Williams has not been able to find the end of this inning, and the call has been made to the bullpen. UCLA with 2 runs here in the 8th. They have trimmed the deficit to 3. The bases are loaded with 2 out, and Phoenix Call will face Chase Shores, the big right-hander for LSU. So drama building late in this winner's bracket game in bracket 2. This call to the bullpen is presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. We return after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carry-out location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart.
Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
Well, we're going to go from a softer tossing left-hander to one of the hardest throwers in college baseball. Sophomore right-hander Chase Shores. Shores, so far in this NCAA tournament, has had 3 appearances, 3 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, but has struck out 7. Shores, with a 5-3 record this season, no saves, 57 and 2/3 innings, 64 strikeouts. He will inherit a bases-loaded 2-out situation in the 8th. UCLA has crawled back into this one after it seemed like these Bruins had been hibernating. It's now 8-5. And Phoenix Call, as you mentioned during the break, Mike, he's going to need to be ready because Chase Shores can bring it.
Yeah, it'll be a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And then he has a wipeout slider, and he will throw that a lot to righties, too. It's going to be about 65-35 fastball slider. So I wouldn't be surprised he tries to get ahead of Call with the fastball. What little chase Call has and what little swing and miss will be on sliders off the plate away. Call does not have much power, but he also doesn't miss strikes. It's a really high contact rate. And if there's a fastball over the middle, down to the bottom of the zone, if Call can catch up to it, it's going to be a one-run game because he can single back through that middle and get 2 home.
Call is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch, has 2 strikeouts. Chase Shores ready, brings it home, and a ground ball rolled to short. Going to be a routine play. And so one pitch, he didn't even throw him the fastball, threw him the slider instead, and Call grounds out, and the threat has been squelched. But UCLA does get 2 runs on only 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's now LSU 8 and UCLA 5. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Security equipment makes sure you're always safe at home or when you're away. SEI gives you time to focus on what really matters. Whether it's your home or business, we protect life and property with all of the latest Honeywell home and First Alert products by monitoring for security, fire, carbon monoxide, flood, and temperature 24/7, 365. We provide peace of mind by connecting services like security, video, automation, and access control in one system. Visit SEIsecurity.com to set up a free consultation. SEI is a First Alert Premier Pro partner.
When your athlete is giving their all, you want them to have every advantage. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream helps warm up muscles, stop cramps in minutes, and speeds up muscle recovery. KRT is WADA compliant, hormone-free, backed by science, and used by college and pro athletes. The game never stops, and neither should your athletes. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream. Stay in the game. Visit krtrelief.com to get yours today.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Well, things have gotten a little bit tighter here. And that run scored in the 7th on the RBI by Dickinson now looms a little bit larger. The lead has been pared down to 3. It's now 8-5 LSU, and we're going to get our second look in this Men's College World Series at August Sousa, the graduate senior, transfer from Santa Clara, who was in that program for 5 years.
Pitched in the regional for them in Fayetteville a couple of years ago, but now he's one of the key relievers for John Savage, and with them cutting the lead to 3 and with the top of the order due in the 9th, he wants one of his best relievers to keep it right here. He knows the importance of being able to come back, win this game, not have to play tonight, so he's giving himself the best chance that he can right now.
Yes, because of our weather, the loser of this game will be back on this field later tonight. Now, stations, we will not be starting our second game of the day on time today. We will make sure to alert everyone, and through our social media as well, the exact start time for Louisville and Oregon State, which was set to go off about 1 hour from right now. But we're still in the bottom of the 8th, and there's still ball to be played. Here's Derek Carrillo, who is 1 for 3 today, was hit by a pitch his last time up. 2 balls and no strikes. Curiel with the .348 average now. Sousa breaks one inside and hits the inside corner. Curiel tried to twist out of the way as if to say the pitch was inside and tight, but it was on the inner third. And it's strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Sousa brings it home, and it swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 pitches for August Sousa, and we've seen breaking ball and a change here. Let's see what he goes with here on 2-2. Here it is, and it's another breaking ball that's fouled back and out of play. Coastal Carolina is already in the clubhouse at 2-0. They don't play until tomorrow afternoon. One more win, and they'll be playing in the national championship finals for the second time in as many CWS appearances. They're awaiting whoever survives our second game today. The 2-2. Breaking ball curved way outside. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's the top of the order here for LSU as they look to pad the lead here of 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Tiger fans still with a lot of energy here. The 3-2 is hit on the ground, but a deep playing Phoenix call ranges out into the short grass in right field and picks it up and throws to first for the out. Our 8th inning is presented by NRG Digital Marketing. Grow your brand and reach new customers with our local experts at NRGDigitalMarketing.com.
If you're looking ahead to the UCLA 9th, again, they're chasing 3 runs, but it's going to be the top of the order. West, Chalowski, Lavu, and if anybody reaches, Roman Martin. So the best hitters coming up for UCLA, the guys with some power. The wind has picked up. It's blowing towards right center field. They have a lot of left-handed bats. 3 of the top 5 in their lineup.
And the longest home run drought of the season for Rock Chalowski. Now, Chalowski won't be able to tie it with 1 swing. He'll be due up second. But this is 7 straight games that Chalowski has not homered. He came in top 5 in the country in home runs. Pitches on the inside corner for a strike. Fry has been aboard 3 times, and he has scored all 3 times he has reached. Single in the first, walk in the third, walk in the fourth. 8-5, Tigers, bottom of the 8th, 1 out, nobody on, the 1-1. A dirt ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike. As you would have anticipated because of the resumption of last night's game, much lighter crowd today, but a lot of purple and gold in the stands all around Charles Schwab Field.
I mean, what else were they going to do? Go to the zoo today? I mean,
it's actually
a really nice day to go to the zoo.
Yeah,
it's not that
you don't have to use as much sunscreen. It's not hot and nasty. It's supposed to get really hot this weekend. The 2-1 is outside. 3 balls and a strike, and I know you desert dwellers aren't used to this, but it's not a dry heat here.
You don't say.
Could have heat indices over 100 Friday or Saturday. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Fry. August Sousa, first 5 years was with Santa Clara. Made a couple of West Coast Conference all-conference teams. The 3-2, and that fastball got away, and it stayed inside. And it's a walk to Ethan Fry, presented by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart. Ethan Fry has been aboard 4 out of the 5 plate appearances in this game, and 3 on bases on balls. That'll allow Milam to hit with a runner aboard, and he's been productive today. Singled and scored in the first. Walked in the third. Singled in a run in the fourth. Flew out in the 6th. And John Savage is going to walk out. There is activity in the UCLA bullpen, stressing the importance of trying to keep this deficit at 3 with his best hitters due up in the 9th. And I think he's going to go to the bullpen.
He has
gate
a
is
lefty
open.
up. Yeah, he has a lefty up there, and I wonder if that's the call. No, he's going to go to a right-hander here against Milam. So Milam will stay left-handed from the left side, and Easton Hawk, his best reliever, is coming into this game.
So another call to the bullpen. We love you, Oscars. Oscars Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. We'll be back to Omaha. Another pitching change right after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carryout location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart.
Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
So as Mike mentioned, this is the top reliever out of the bullpen for the Bruins, Easton Hawk. The saves leader with 8 this year, a .463 ERA in 23 and a third innings, 30 strikeouts, 256 opponents' batting average. Easton Hawk becomes the 7th different pitcher of this game. August Sousa started the inning, but has walked Ethan Fry, and now Hawk will be on to turn Milam around to the right side, or to the left side, I should say. Hawk, the right-hander, did get the save in the win against Murray State. Murray, of course, was making a late comeback, but Hawk put a stop to that with a pair of strikeouts in a perfect inning of relief.
Yeah, he's not walked many hitters this year. As you mentioned, 30 strikeouts, just 7 walks. He's been red hot down the stretch. They need a big strikeout here or a ground ball double play. Milam doesn't really strike out much. Something to get out of this inning. They cannot afford to fall behind any further. They've just rallied to score twice in the 8th. They've got to keep this a 3-run deficit going to the 9th if they're going to pull off what would be an incredible comeback down 5 runs in this ballpark. It's not easy to come back in a pitcher's park like this. And without the long ball so far.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, it's been a lot of singles in this game. The only home run was hit by Bear Jones back in the first inning, which was yesterday. Jones trying to become the first player to homer for the winning team in the College World Series. All of the home runs that have been hit so far have been hit by the team that ended up losing the game. So here is Milam. 1 on, 1 out, 8th inning, 8-5 LSU. Easton Hawk, fastball in there for a strike, and he does have a good fastball. He can touch 97. Slider and a change. Can also mix in a slower breaking ball in the upper 70s. The pitch by Hawk is lined down the first base line and foul. Somehow he snuck that one in there without Lavu having a play on it. It almost was fair. For a second, I thought it was going to be fair. Angel Campos with the foul call. Right down the line, but about 10 feet behind the bag. Curled and hit the dirt foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. changed speeds on him and struck him out. And that's not something done very often. That's only the 25th time this year that Stephen Milam has struck out.
Out of the woods if you're Hawk. Jake Brown's had a good day at the plate with a couple of hits, including an RBI single in the fourth. So still a tough hitter at the cleanup man, and you want to make things happen here because Bear Jones is in the on-deck circle, and he is a bear of a man and a bear for pitchers to face.
Any other Bear references? They are facing the Bruins after all. This one's lined to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. On to third goes Ethan Fry. They had the shift on, but that 101-mile-an-hour liner had enough smoke on it that it got over the head of Phoenix Call, who was playing a shallow right field. And the Tigers are at first and third with 2 out, and they're going to have to face the Bear.
Well, he has had a lot of chances with men on base in this game. He had the 3-run homer in the first. He hit with a couple of men on in the third and struck out. He grounded out with a couple men on in the fourth. So he has had chances to bust this open for LSU. You can get him out. You can get him to chase. He will swing and miss. But if you make a mistake, especially with the way the wind has shifted today, watch out, because this guy hits the ball as hard and as far as anybody in college baseball.
Well, the wind didn't matter yesterday. He went into the wind and to the opposite field power alley for a 3-run home run. He's going to start him off with a breaking ball, low and outside, ball 1. Homer in the first, walked and scored in the 7th. But to Mike's point, he does chase. He has struck out 6 times in this College World Series. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone, 97 for a strike. And Jones takes a little disgusted walk outside of the batter's box.
And the power is basically middle of the plate against right-handers. So, again, he gets a little bit better coverage in the zone against lefties.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch by Hawk, and it's a line drive base hit to center. A run's going to score. On to third goes Brown. Jones delivers his 4th RBI of the game. It's now 9-5 LSU.
And that fastball was in the middle of the plate, and Bear Jones executed perfectly and drove it back through the middle. And, boy, after UCLA worked so hard to get within 3, LSU comes right back and gets a run home.
The run will be charged to O'Connor. It's now 9-5 LSU, and they're always safe at home with a security solution from SEI, Security Equipment Incorporated. Here is Luis Hernandez, who has been basically playing pepper in this game with Rock Chalowski. He's had 3 groundouts to short. Does have an RBI single, and now he's got a hit by pitch. He takes one off the left shoulder, and the bases are loaded.
Chalowski's coming in to talk to Hawk here to settle him down a little bit. The good news for him is that Braswell has not had a great season, and he's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout looking at a ground out since entering this game. But this is a veteran hitter, a guy who has a really good idea of how to put together an at-bat. He had a lot of success at South Carolina before transferring to LSU. So the stuff that Easton Hawk has is not going to be unfamiliar to Michael Braswell. Despite what the numbers are, you have to be a little bit careful with him.
Braswell is 0 for 5. Did have an RBI in the game against Arkansas on Saturday. 9-5 LSU. Bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out. Or 3 on, 2 out. Bases are loaded. Pitch. Spins low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Not a guy that chases very much. Anything on the inside part of the plate, that's where he'll have the most success.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. A run is in for LSU. Breaking ball, strike over the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Should the Tigers win, they'll be 2-0 and be in control of bracket 2. Needing only one more win to go to the national championship final. Another slider off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Michael Braswell, transfer from South Carolina. As Mike mentioned, about 120 points worse batting average-wise than he was a year ago when he drove in 36 runs. This pitch rides up high and ball 3, and there's no place to put him. Easton Hawk laboring here. LSU fans come to their feet. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-1 the count to Braswell, and the pitch is swung on and hit in the air towards left, but it's going to stay up in the air, and Dean West is going to make the catch and retire the side. But LSU gets a run back. They do so on 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We head to the 9th. It's LSU 9, UCLA 5. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Now through July 7th, take advantage of exclusive employee pricing at Woodhouse Ford. For a limited time, you pay what we pay on our full lineup of new Ford models. No exceptions, just straightforward savings. Whether you're looking for a rugged F-150, a versatile Bronco, or a dependable Escape, our friendly, knowledgeable staff are here to find the perfect vehicle for you. View our offers online or shop in store at one of the Woodhouse Ford dealerships located in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth.
An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Be your own champion. Choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Find out more information and a physical therapist at choosept.com/NE. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska.
Life gets hectic, and that can pull away from your wellness goals. So when you finally focus on your health, why get lost in a sea of impersonal options? Discover No Name Nutrition, your family-owned health food haven. With personalized service, we'll guide you to the best choices for your journey. 2 convenient locations in Omaha, ready to support your well-being. No Name Nutrition, proudly fostering healthier lives. Visit nonamenenutrition.com today, 144th and Center, or North 72nd Street.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
LSU leading UCLA 9-5 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Chase Shores will remain in the game. He'll face the top of the order, but a big insurance run scored by the Tigers has deflated whatever momentum had seemingly begun to build in that UCLA dugout. Here is Dean West, who is 1 for 3 in this game, and he takes a strike. Our 9th inning presented by Pint 9 Brewing Company in La Vista, Nebraska, where every pint is a home run. It's been our highest scoring game here in Omaha. The pitch outside. And again, stations, we will alert you as soon as we have information on the start time of our next game, the regularly scheduled first game of the day between Louisville and Oregon State. It was originally set to go off at 1:07 Central Time, but that will not happen today. Pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and a strike to West. We'll try to get that to you in our post-game show. Otherwise, monitor our Westwood One social media and NCAA baseball social media. The 2-1 fouled out of play. LSU in every national championship started 2-0 en route to the title. 7 titles, going for 8. trying to win it here and go 2-0. The pitch is rolled on the ground at second. Nice play by Dickinson. Had to cover a lot of ground. But he scoops it up, throws to first, and there's one away here in the ninth.
Yeah, ranging way to his left to make that play, John, and it wasn't hit very hard, and so kind of had to wait for it a little bit as he ranged to his left, and Dean West can really run. The fact that he got him easily was testament to how quickly he was able to get over there.
I stand corrected. I was just calling back 2 years ago. LSU lost the second game.
That's
had to
right.
Come back and beat Wake twice in order to get to the final. So it's not a complete 2-0, but certainly 2-0 is the position everyone wants to be in. Chalowski, inside-out swing, off the bat handle, rolls it out to second. This will be a more routine play for Daniel Dickinson. And now there are two out here in the ninth, presented by Pint 9 Brewing Company in La Vista, Nebraska, where every pint is a home run. One out to go, and here's Mulavai Lavu. 9-5 LSU. Arkansas awaits tonight. And you would think they would be at an advantage, as UCLA would have to play twice in one day. And Arkansas still coming off the shine of yesterday's Gage Wood no-hitter. Here's Lavu. And the pitch is in there at 100 miles an hour. First time we've seen 3 digits from Chase Shores. Lavu with 2 hits. LSU fans all around the ballpark now standing. And you can hear the chant. Miss Lowe with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Shores in line for the save. The pitch. Breaking ball low and in. 2 balls and a strike. It's going to be a nice day for the rest of these LSU patrons. They'll have plenty of day to go find other things to do, or probably add to their lead over at Rocco's in the infamous Jello Shot Challenge. The 2-1 is golfed on the ground. It's going to be 3 straight to second. Over to first goes Dickinson. Ball game over. LSU is now 2-0 in bracket 2 with a final decision of 9-5 over the UCLA Bruins.
Down 3-0 in the first. LSU able to put up a 4 spot. They withstood the postponement of the suspended game. They managed to come back. Case and Evans did a tremendous job out of their bullpen setting this up, and then Chase Shores locks it down, and not too many pitches for Shores either. You would have to think that he'd be available for an inning or so tomorrow night when LSU tries to get into the national finals.
So they are 1 win away from going back to the national championship series. That would be tomorrow night over whoever survives this evening between Arkansas and UCLA. Our final score, LSU 9, UCLA 5. Back with our postgame after this from 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network. This is the Men's College World Series.
A consultation at Sedora Law Group isn't a formality, it's a strategic session with experienced trial attorneys who've handled felony charges, DUI cases, and complex litigation for individuals and corporate clients. Experience matters. At the Sedora Law Group, that experience focuses on what matters most in court: posture, presentation, and legal credibility. Schedule a consultation at sedoralaw.com. That's SODORO law.com. When your family, freedom, or finances are on the line, your outcome depends on what you do next. Visit sedoralaw.com.